flights, and the other half, as Sean also touched on, is the passengers. Carol Levine was originally booked with Air Canada to return home from Barcelona, Spain on Saturday, tomorrow. Now, the Air Canada canceled those flights and gave her very little information. Carol joins us now to talk more about this. Carol, I can only assume it's been very upsetting, very frustrating. Walk our viewers through what exactly happened and what led up to your flight actually being canceled.
Well, that's a long story to unpack, but I'll start by saying that we've been aware of the potential of the strike, so we've been vigilant in checking with Air Canada. We have not been able to get through at all. I will compound that by saying that my husband has some mobility issues, so I tried calling their accessibility department, couldn't get through. I tried the number in Montreal and, waited online, and finally I got a message that said, due to a high volume of calls, we can't connect you to an agent. So bottom line is, it's been extremely frustrating because the airline has not been communicative. They have been sending out emails, and those have been cryptic and, to me, misleading. Just as an example, they said, we're going to rebook you. It may not be until the 21st of August. And then we got another email that said, the chances of getting you back within an acceptable period of time is extremely low.
How frustrating is that? I can only imagine, too, because, that's a week away. You're in Barcelona, you're in Spain on vacation, and they're saying it's a week away is the earliest that they can get you home.
Well, just to add insult to injury, we just got a notification just a few minutes before this interview that said, we've been trying for 3 days before and after the cancellation, which is really bizarre because they only canceled at 3 o'clock this afternoon. We are unable to rebook you. So you're on your own.
Wow. You said you just got that notification.
Just got that notification a few minutes ago. What happened today was at 12 o'clock, we got a notification to check in. So check in for our flight, which is going to be at 12 o'clock tomorrow. At 3 o'clock, we got a cancellation notice. So why did they even bother sending a check-in? But, we can't get into that. And then again, at 7 o'clock Barcelona time, got a notification saying we can't rebook you. Which is, just beyond the pale. I mean, leaving people stranded to their own devices is very challenging in a city where you don't have the language. In our particular case, we are here. We don't have medication to stay another 6 days. The only way I was able to get through to Air Canada was actually to go on social media and to post about the situation. So they did write me back, or they did say, please direct message me, which I did. Explain the whole story. My husband needed a wheelchair for some transport here and there. Absolutely no empathy whatsoever. Didn't speak to a human, have not been able to speak to a human at Air Canada.
So I was just about to ask you that, just to clarify. So you haven't spoken to a human, you've just talked to people on social media, or at least some sort of representation from Air Canada. Yeah. And again, you just found out, you told us that the airline was not able to rebook you. So what are you going to do? Do you have a backup plan? Have you been able to book something else?
Yes. So with the understanding that we would not be rebooked, because we had no confidence that Air Canada would rebook us. Yesterday, we started to inquire. We went online looking at various flight options and finally called a travel agent who was able to book us with Air Transat, albeit at an extremely high rate. So basically, we paid in the ballpark of $2,500 for the two of us return via Air Canada. For Air Transat, it's costing us $2,600 a person, one-way economy.
A person, Carol, for one of you.
Yes.
Wow.
And bags were extra, and our bags were extra. So yes, it's costing us a lot of money, and for Air Canada to write us back today and say, we can't rebook you, when I was able to rebook on Air Transat yesterday, Swiss Air had flights, Air France had flights, So I don't think Air Canada tried very, very hard to rebook us.
And is do you feel that Air Canada should be covering the cost of those flights, especially given the notification you just got? You believe that Air Canada should be on the hook for paying for your return flight home at that bloated price?
Absolutely. And, I mean, is there a class action in the wings? Pardon the pun. I have no idea, but maybe something like that will happen. I think that they really ignored their passengers. There's no excuse for the fact that they didn't have enough call agents. They knew about the strike. They knew about the potential of a disruption. And to not have any means of calling people back, like normally if a line is busy, they'll say, leave us your number, we'll call you back. They didn't do that. They just said, sorry, we can't connect you, goodbye. So I think their overall treatment of passengers has been really subpar, and we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, Carol, I can only imagine the last couple of days, clearly even the last 12 hours and last hour has been frustrating. I'm glad you have a plan in place to get home. Good luck, and we'll touch base with you again, okay?
Thank you. No problem. Thank you.